We want to multiply and divide rational expressions, but first we want to review multiplying and dividing fractions. When I do this, I like to do my work early. As we can see, we have two fractions, but they're joined by multiplication or division. So there's no addition or subtraction here. So basically anything in the numerator can be canceled with anything that's common in the denominator. And so if we're looking at this, I see that I have a 5 and a 15. So I know that I can divide the numerator by 15 or by 5, and I can divide the denominator by 5 as well. And I also see that I have a 4 and a 6. So the numerator and the denominator are both divisible by 2. So 5 divided by 5, that leaves me with 1. I'll leave the multiplication. 4 divided by 2, that leaves me with 2. And 6 divided by 2 leaves me with 3. And 15 divided by 5 leaves me with 3. So now we can just multiply across. 1 times 2 is 2. And 3 times 3 is 9. So that's one way to do it. Another way that we can do it is we have 5 divided by 6 multiplied by 4 divided by 15. You can just multiply across, and we get 20 divided by 90. Now both of these are divisible by 10, the numerator and the denominator. And so we end up with 2/9. So either way that you like to do it, you can just simply multiply across and then reduce, or you can reduce and then multiply. Either way will work. The next one we come to, we see that we have 4/8 multiplied by 10 over 25. And so in the numerator here, we can see that we can divide both by 5. And in the denominator here, we can divide this by 4. And we can divide this by 4. And then we can see what we have. So 4 divided by 4, that is going to be 1. 8 divided by 4, that is going to be 2. 10 divided by 5, that is going to be 2. And 25 divided by 5, that will be 5. Now, we didn't quite reduce it all the way. We see that we have a 2 in the numerator, so we can divide this by 2. And we can divide this by 2 as well in the denominator. And so we are left with 1 over 1 times 1 over 5. And so our simplest form is 1/5. Now, when we're doing division, like we see in example 3, or example C, when we do division, we want to remember keep, change, flip, because eventually we want to get back to multiplication. So what we want is we want to keep the first fraction, we want to change the sign to multiplication, and we want to flip our last fraction. So keep, we'll leave it as 3/7. Flip, or change it to multiplication, and flip, we're going to make this 14 over 9. And when we go ahead and do this, it's the same process. We can divide by 7 in the denominator and the numerator, and we can divide by 3 in the numerator and denominator. And so what we're left with here is 1 over 1 times 2 over 3. So our simplest form is 2/3.